What is this love? I don't feel the same. Don't believe what this is. Could be given a name. I woke you with that Jason Planet on my phone. Nigga, you ain't give me no ice?
What'd you say?
This motherfucker Joey got me drinking hot mics. So you gonna give me some ice? Come on with it, bro. Stop playing, bro. Hey, 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 hey. What's up? What it is? What it do? How are you? Welcome to another episode of Wanna Argue. As always, I am your host, Ced and Joey. You know what I'm saying? Out here with my boy, the coldest motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? The coolest motherfucking landlord in the building. That boy, Joey. What's going on, my boy? How you,
just call
man?
me a landlord?
Landlord.
Oh, shit.
Had to keep it in the theme. I couldn't think of anything rent related.
Bro, I feel like landlords are like right up there with like tax collectors.
Oh,
you know
God.
what I'm saying, bro?
Bill collectors like a hub.
Cedric, before we start the show, I should answer your question first. I've been good this week, but I really, really want to fucking talk about this because one, super fucked up, disgusting, just horrible. And two, there's been like a couple of events following it, one of which was pretty close to me. The shooting, bro. Elementary school shooting. Don't know the name of the elementary school off the top of my head.
It started with a U. It was in Texas, though.
Yeah. It's right outside of San Antonio, the school. Pretty sure everybody's heard about it. Like, I'm pretty sure I know everybody's talking about this right now. But yeah, some fucked up kid. 19 kids are fucking dead. Like elementary school students are fucking dead. And a few teachers as well. A lot of, I think it started at like 15 or 16. And then over the past couple of days, more deaths have been added on because, again, these little ass kids, Uvalde, died from injuries. And one of the things that it fucks me up because basically it's this 18-year-old kid. From what I've heard, he kind of he sent some stuff out to like a couple people, was posting shit on his social media about it, that he was planning on doing something, posting pictures of his guns, shot his grandmother in the fucking face.
Whoa, I didn't hear that.
And then crashed her fucking truck because he was going to drive off and do something. Crashed it in front of like a cemetery. This couple saw him, started firing on them, and then they were freaking out. They're like, oh shit, they called the police. And then lo and behold, there's an elementary school not that far from the cemetery. So then he goes into the elementary school, and for 1 hour, it was either 40 minutes or 1 hour, uninterrupted, fired off and killed all these fucking children. Now there's reports coming out saying that he barricaded himself in a classroom, and all the bodies found were in that one classroom. A lot of these are coming out because the police, the law enforcement in that area are trying to tell people like calm down, like we responded, but this is what we think happened, but nobody knows for sure right now. The thing that fucks me up is that there's really no confirmation as to what actually happened, but I heard that he went into the school and he started firing off. First responders tried to come in and he started firing off at them, shot one of them, and then they just backed up. So then now he's in the school, regardless if he barricaded himself in a fucking classroom or not, just was firing off on these kids and fucking killing them. There is a story out right now that a fucking child in elementary school either covered himself in blood from somebody else or hit or was on top of another student and played dead to survive. These are fucking elementary kid students. I'm 25. Cedric, you're around the same age. We're talking like 10-year-olds, bro. 11-year-olds at the max. They're not even in middle school yet, right? And I mean, from here on this show, obviously, like, there's not that much that we can do besides bring light to it more than everybody else that already has, and tell you guys go vote. Because in my opinion, the only way that any sort of like gun violence or anything else that can be going on will be resolved is if you guys pay attention to who's running for office, especially in our age group. That's a big one, because these old people that keep voting for, dumbasses like Ted Cruz and Greg Abbott, fuck Greg Abbott also, and Ted Cruz, by the way, they're starting to die off. They're getting old. So it's people like us, our generation, and the generation below us, go fucking vote. Put the right people in office, or the people in office that you think would do the right thing, right? So there's a little bit of follow-up to this too. The day after, Cedric, there's a high school by my job. At that high school, which is literally 2-minute walking distance from my job, a kid was arrested because he had an AR-15, a fake gun, and another real, I think, handgun in his car. Along with that, a list of names. And this was the day after. So while I was driving to work that morning, any school I passed by, there's fucking cops like all over the place, right? Because everybody's on high alert. But it shouldn't fucking be that way, you know? The school that we went to, we had metal detectors when we came in. They were mainly used like on the first or last day of school, or like maybe like the first week. I remember the last day of my senior year, you weren't allowed to have a backpack. And you had to walk through a metal detector.
Yeah, I remember that.
But it's a school, bro. Another thing that's fucked up too, Sandy Hook, right? I heard stories that came out of that where these kids have safety words. I think for what I was talking about with this story, it's monkey. Because the kids that return to school after this have fucking PTSD.
Fuck it, bro. Like, how do you bounce back from that?
So these kids are in class, and while they're in class trying to learn, and again, keyword, kids, children. They are allowed to stand up in class or reach over to a teacher or a teaching assistant and say the safe word. And then they'll take them out of the classroom and put them in the hallway, take them to an office, and try to talk them out of it. Bro, they're fucking kids. It's just disgusting. It's fucking horrible. There's an NRA meeting next month. NRA, for those of you who don't know, is a rifle association. It's a fucking gun association. And guess who's going to be there talking? Greg Abbott, Ted Cruz, Donald Trump. And you know what's funny, Cedric? No guns are allowed when Donald Trump speaks. I wonder why. Greg Abbott said in a press conference that things could have been a lot worse.
What?
In regards to this fucking kid shooting.
Things could have been a lot worse?
He said things could have been a lot worse. But law enforcement went in and did what they're supposed to do. I don't think so. At least 40 minutes uninterrupted, nobody went in there. But then when they did go in, they shot and killed him.
Right.
But for 40 minutes, Cedric, that's a lot of time. It's a lot of bullets. That's a lot of gunfiring. That's a lot of death.
It's a whole class period.
There's videos coming out of the parents screaming and yelling. Like, go in there and fucking do something. My kids are in there. There's parents in those videos that we're talking about. They'll just fucking go in and do it themselves. If all of us parents go in there at once and try to save our fucking kids, he can't kill all of us. One of us will be able to get him. What the fuck? Meanwhile, cops are just standing outside holding their guns, not going in. Now, granted, I think there's some protocols or that go into how you can safely go in instead of just rushing in and killing the person, right? I think there's some protocol that you have to follow and be able to do that. From what I heard, local police, FBI, Border Patrol all fucking showed up. 40 fucking minutes, dude. 40 fucking minutes. So, again, I want to say thoughts and prayers or whatever to the families. Because it hurts. It really fucking sucks hearing all this shit happen. But I genuinely feel like the only way this shit is gonna stop is if you vote.
Do you think that would change anything?
I mean, that's the best that you can do, in my
Yeah.
opinion, right now.
I
Right?
feel you on that.
It's just voting. Put the person in office that you think is gonna at least attempt to put some sort of solution on the table for this. Right? The right, they fucking hate gun control. They think, oh, they're gonna take my guns away from me. We're not saying that. We're saying that it's fucked up that an 18-year-old kid can go buy a fucking firearm and assault rifle, but he can't buy alcohol or cigarettes or lottery tickets. Right?
Right.
That's not okay.
Nah, it's just is easier to find a parking spot.
Exactly. So gun control doesn't necessarily mean your guns are going to get taken away, but at least at the minimum, background checks, criminal history at 18, it seems unlikely.
Fucking mental health checks.
Some people are throwing mental health checks out there too.
Yeah, for sure. Because I'm tired of hearing that excuse. I'm tired of hearing that excuse about, oh, he was bullied because he was poor, but this motherfucker bought
An AR.
a fucking assault rifle and has an iPhone 13.
I did hear that. He has like the newest iPhone.
Because like the pictures that released was like, you know how you take a mirror photo?
Yeah, he got the iPhone 13.
Yeah, bro. Like, go buy some more fits. Like, stop. What? And my whole thing about, you know, because the thing happened in Buffalo too.
Not that long ago.
Like a week ago, bro.
Yeah.
My whole thing is like these people, they get, I don't know what the fuck goes on in their mind, but they get in this headspace where they feel like, I don't know if they want to control some shit. My whole thing is, if you do that in a place where you know nobody's gonna fucking do anything back to you, you a bitch already. Like,
yeah,
go to
shooting
like,
kids, bro.
I'm not promoting anything, but if you feeling that way, go meet your match, bro. Like, don't, you know what I'm saying? Just like you're not supposed to hit somebody that's not gonna hit you back. Like Joey, if I'm like, I'm gonna punch Joey in the face, but everybody's like, bro, you know Joey's not gonna hit you back. Why are you trying to fight him? Same shit, bro. Like, what the fuck? And then it's like, bro, innocent lives. Like, people can't even do regular
Children.
shit. Send their kids to school, bro. Like, parents are like sending their kids to school, not even thinking about that. Like, my kid's gonna go get education. Old people going to fucking Walmart, just getting regular grocery shit, bro. Like, it's like, damn. I'm at a point where, like, yeah, I want to stay strapped, not because I got ops or anything like that, but it's like, damn, motherfuckers.
It's like self-defense.
Yeah, bro. Like, motherfuckers can't do regular shit anymore. Like, bro, I don't like going out because shit. Last time I went on 7, somebody open fired in the fucking crowd, bro. Like what is really going on? That's my whole thing. Like, and it's not nothing new. That's so crazy. Like, bro, we done had Columbine, sorry, and all the way to here, nothing has fucking changed. We haven't even had a bullet reform, nigga. Like, there's been no kind of the closest thing to a reform I seen that happen during COVID. We had a bullet shortage, and they said you could only buy 1 box of bullets.
And that's the closest thing we.
That's the closest thing we have ever gotten to some kind of reform, and that was just because we had a fucking shortage. So like, there's no excuse to even try. If you're a news outlet and you're trying to justify these actions, fuck you.
Oh, bro, it's disgusting, bro.
It's terrible.
The
bro.
right, they're spinning it like he was an illegal immigrant, and they're trying to bait because he has an Hispanic last name. Like, they're trying to spin it on that.
Exactly, but
when it's like, it doesn't fucking matter.
Exactly.
This dude was a fucking pussy and went off and fired off on some kids in elementary school. Teachers died, bro. There's a story that I saw this morning. A husband found out that his wife died from the shooting. He had a fucking heart attack and died. Now 2 fucking kids who weren't involved in this shooting don't have fucking parents anymore. This kid is a fucking pussy. Now, granted, you know, it's hard. He had mental illness or whatever the fuck. But I've never been so low personally to where I feel like I need to buy a gun and shoot people because of it. I've never had those thoughts go through my head. And I've been bullied before. I've been picked on before, like, especially when I was younger. But my brain never goes there. So it's kind of hard for me to, you know, be like, this guy's a pussy. But at the end of the day, he killed kids. And there's no justifying that, like, at all. Shot his grandma in the fucking face.
Like, that's
what a fucking bitch.
Like, if you were getting bullied, bro, why you take it out on your fam? Why you take it out on people that you don't even know?
I guess uncontrollable.
Like, go see them.
Yeah.
And I'm not, again, that's not me justifying it, but it's more like, bro, if I got a problem, if I'm getting bullied by the same two people, right? Same two people every day, and it's been like that before. Like we went to school, bro. You know,
Yeah.
people are ruthless as fuck where we come from. So,
Yeah.
but I ain't never, bro. People, I'm gonna take it even further back, bro. The motherfuckers who, when school was first integrated, right? When segregation ended, Little Rock 5. These people had to literally get escorted by the military to go to school.
Yeah.
People spitting, throwing rocks at them, doing all this shit. That's like the ultimate level of bullying right there. Why did that never like resolve? Why was that never the conclusion? People who actually did shit to you in the whole school, why was that never the conclusion?
Yeah.
So like, bro, I don't take that as an excuse. I don't accept that shit. And nobody should accept that because people like we know people with mental health issues. And it ain't never I'm finna take y'all with me. If anything, it's I'm finna go myself. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm finna do it to myself.
Yeah.
Because bro, these innocent like these people, bro, these kids didn't have
Nothing
their
to do
whole
with it.
life ahead of them. They're like 9 and 10 years old, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Their whole life, literally. This is elementary school. Like that's not even a fucking slither of what life is. You feel what I'm saying?
19 of them.
That's crazy as hell. And 2 teachers.
And
Insane,
I mean,
bro.
I think this year alone, when you average it out, the U.S. has enough mass shootings to, or I think it's like 2.5 a day, every single
Yeah,
day
it was
this
like
year.
246
There's more mass shootings than days of this year.
Just this year alone, bro. We're not even finna add up the last 4 or 5, bro. Like,
So, yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, damn, like, what do we have to do? Do we have to arm our teachers?
I
Like,
mean,
do we have to, like, I don't understand what is the next step because, bro, we've been pleading. We've lost how much blood that has to be spilled before we, like, wake the fuck up?
yeah, and then our fucking governor goes, it could have been worse.
Like,
Dude, Greg Abbott.
That's
Dude.
crazy as hell, bro. And I don't even want to make it like it is a political issue, but at the same time, it's like, bro, like,
At
are
the
we
end-
just
but-
so desensitized as a nation where
Yeah. But the
this
way
shit
that
is
I
just normal and we just accepting it?
well, the way that I see it, the only chance of shit changing comes from that.
Yeah.
Because populace, I don't know if we have the ability to stop this ourselves.
Yeah.
The change has to come from the top, which is why I'm saying I truly believe voting is really the only way we can make any like sliver of progress in this situation, dude. Because there's obviously a massive fucking problem. You look at different countries, they don't have this fucking problem. Other countries don't have fucking school shootings where 19 kids die.
At the
They
same
don't.
time, bro, like every year, right? So we have some shit like this happen,
Dude, yeah.
right? And we done had a plethora of people in and out of office.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not being a Debbie Downer, but I'm like, there has to be a different solution, bro, because going to the polls ain't necessarily done us no good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I get that said, but also too, Texas has, because there's like Washington,
yeah,
but then there's states as well.
exactly. But if you're talking about the land as a country as a whole, that's federal, baby.
But look where Texas been running.
I know.
Texas been fucking
constitutional carry. Like 20 other states have that.
okay.
Like that's we jumped on the board a little late, to be honest.
Okay,
Like that
yeah.
when we implemented that, you don't need a license or anything.
Yeah.
We were following like 18 other states doing that. So like you have to go to the federal level, bro, and like really knock that shit down.
Yeah.
Like weed's still a fucking federal illegally
Compared to
federal
everything
fucking
else that's
shit.
going on, weed does not seem like it's an issue at all.
But what I'm just saying.
No,
though,
I'm not saying that
like,
towards you. I'm just speaking it
I
like
know I feel you on that, but I'm saying like on a state level, yeah. But like we're really trying to like grasp a national issue that we have.
yeah.
This happens in, bro. There's been mass shootings in probably all 50 states.
No, for sure.
For sure. Within the like last 10 years, for sure.
Yeah.
So it's a federal thing, bro. We have to like the whole fucking wave of our nation has to be on that shit.
Well, the problem is, dude, these fucking right wingers, sorry, not all of them, but most of them are grasping onto the fucking Constitution. It's my constitutional right to have a gun. Okay. Think about the time when that was written. You're writing it in a time where any second you could be invaded.
Yeah, exactly.
Any fucking second, you could just be invaded by like some fucking random like wars with like some dude with a musket can just like 80,000 people or not
Can just
80,000.
come across the horizon and be like
Yeah,
fucking
bro, you're
marching. Like,
outside
oh
tilling your
shit.
fucking land and you look over and there's a fucking bunch of dudes with muskets running down at you. Okay, bear arms.
And my only thing is, Joey, we damn near in that time now, bro.
Yeah, that's how I was feeling.
You know what
I
I'm saying?
said
That's
it's
how
just
it's
one
feeling, bro.
person, dude. It's always just one fucker and they're
That's
usually
why, bro.
white.
You gotta. But the people but the one fucker that's happening, these motherfuckers are armed to the T,
They
bro.
are, bro.
Like
Movie theater shootings, school shootings, public fucking stores. They're
groceries,
blasting that
bro.
shit up.
Walmart alone, like
It's a big target. I'm not
I
laughing
don't
at
like,
it, but
bro.
it's
What
like,
the
dude,
fuck is
why
that?
Walmart?
Like niggas gotta go. Niggas gotta stay strapped everywhere.
That's how it feels, yeah.
And it sucks. And I'm not telling nobody to like be a hero or anything, but bro, if that's what you feel like you need to carry to like make it home safe, please get one. At this point, like I can't tell nobody not to, because look at what the fuck's happening around us, bro. If somebody at the grocery store was strapped, that probably would have went a different way.
Oh no, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But people think,
then
yeah.
with the school situation, we had armed fucking police officers there already.
And for 40 minutes, nobody was in there, and he was firing off.
What really, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is the middle ground or something? I guess it would be voting, but it's just so iffy for me because
Well, it's gun reform. That's
Yeah, I
like the
feel you on
biggest. That's the only solution that makes sense. And there's especially in Texas, it's always Republicans. So these motherfuckers are continuously fucking going in there that do say no. When I was living in Austin, when I would drive back to our hometown through the back roads through Florence and shit, I would drive by this fucking giant billboard in the middle of fucking back road Texas. Guns, God, Trump. That was back when he was running.
yeah,
Again.
billboards be crazy out here, bro.
So these motherfuckers love God. What is this? Or guns, not. Well, they love guns and
This
God.
is I just wanted to pull this up because I had seen it the other day, but it's so do you guys know that in like 1998 when Bill Clinton was the president, there was he implemented an AR ban.
Really?
Yeah, an assault weapon ban during
How
the
effective was it?
ban period, the number of gun massacres fell by 37%, and that
shit.
number of people dying because of mass shootings fell by 43%. So even though like the shootings still happen, the deaths happen less because you're more likely to die from an AR bullet
Well, yeah.
rather than a thing. But here's the real kicker, man.
that's
After
crazy.
the ban lapse, so basically the Republican Party just let the ban lapse
Right, they
under
didn't,
George
like,
Bush. They didn't renew it
Yeah.
in 2004. And the numbers in the next 10-year period were sharply a 183%
Holy
increase in mass shootings and 239% increase in the deaths.
Don't take my guns. I want my guns. Fuck you and your fucking stupid assault rifle. You don't need a fucking. Why the fuck do you need an assault rifle? Tell me right now.
Besides hunting.
Yeah,
But
but
even
even then,
then,
you're not
you-
shooting an M16 at a fucking deer,
Yeah,
said.
you're right. My bad. I was thinking like single shot rifles. My bad.
No, but it's like, dude, why the fuck? Okay, besides your collection, besides daddy's gun vault, right?
But
Besides
that's even worse, bro. That's probably where these fucking kids are getting it.
besides your Red Dawn fantasy where fucking North Korea comes in and parachutes and lands and then you have to fucking then you're like, here's why about my AR. We are selling fucking ARs to children. If you're 18 years old, you're still a fucking child.
Yeah.
Even though you're legally whatever when you're
Yeah.
18, you're still a fucking kid, said.
You had
I'm
to
25, I'm
you had-
still a fucking
You
kid.
had to ask permission to go to the bathroom like a month ago.
Exactly. And then you're telling me that fucking 18-year-old kid, the one that fucking killed all those children, may not physically seem fucked up, but you don't think someone coming into your fucking pawn shop or wherever the fuck, 18-year-old kid, how do you feel right with yourself selling an 18-year-old a fucking assault rifle? Bill Clinton, what is he known for? Monica Lewinsky. I had no idea they had an assault rifle ban. And the numbers were proving it. Now, granted, it sucks that it still was going on with the ban going
Yeah.
on. But
But that's a
183%,
big
dude.
drop though.
Dude, but then the fucking
Shit went
massive
up,
incline.
doubled. Like
That
that's
is so
crazy as
crazy.
shit, bro. And then what's crazy too, like we have the mass shootings, but when I was talking to my grandpa one time, he was talking about domestic violence and shit, and he was like, you know, when I was growing up, like it wasn't like cool to hit your woman or, you know what I'm saying, like abuse your family, like it wasn't like cool. And then he's like, people would come to your crib and like whoop your ass for that shit. But it wasn't until guns got really popular that people were like, shit, that's not my business, bro. Like, and
True.
that shit started happening more often. Like, people started fucking, like, nobody could protect, who was getting domestically abused because they wasn't trying to get shot. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody had it, but the people who had it, like, it seemed like they just had ill intentions a lot of the times.
And another thing too that I want to talk about, because I see the right bringing up gang violence a lot. And here's the thing: I'm not in a gang. I've never been affiliated with one.
Mhm.
Right where I live at in Dallas, I hear gunshots every night. Don't
Right.
know if they're towards me. They're just going off. Right. You don't see gang members shooting up schools.
Fuck no.
You don't see gang members shooting up fucking Walmarts.
But at the same time,
Why bring it up if they're not fucking the problem with that?
I gotta shed some light on that shit though. At the same time, bro, like when we think about mass shootings, we think about schools, churches,
Sixth Street.
6th Street. But
Mhm.
like, bro, when it comes to gang violence, bro, that shit that just happened, motherfuckers be shooting up people's houses, like
Yeah.
parties and shit. Like, bro, that's still, if you out here doing that shit and you think you're different, you're not, bro. Like,
Yeah.
that's still a part of a mass shooting. And if you shoot into somebody's house not knowing that they there or not, you don't give a fuck about your life.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. You don't give a fuck about nobody else's life because, bro, just like that, bro, that happened like 2 weeks ago. I was reading on the news, like somebody fucking shut up this house. Not even 2 weeks ago, bro. It was like last week. Somebody shot up somebody's house, and there was like kids and shit in there. And the mom was like on the phone, got hit by the bullet, and then like all the kids just like ran out of the house, was like screaming and shit. And the people from next door saw that shit happening and then called the cops. But it's like, bro, that's still like a form of mass shooting. Like that shit needs to stop all across the board, bro. Like I know we really only think about like public spaces,
Mhm.
clubs, shit like that, but then when people do that shit in the neighborhood, bro, that's the same shit. And
Oh, yeah.
they're no better, bro. Like they just more aware of like who they going after, or like I guess they have some kind of moral code of who they going after. But it's not that much better, bro. Like you still putting other people's lives in danger who had nothing to do with you, that beef that you got. If I got beef with somebody, I'm not shooting their house up, bro. They mom in there, they kids in there. I'm gonna go see you. Me and you gotta have that.
But then shooting up the
discussion.
whole fucking house because some beef.
Exactly,
Yeah.
bro. Like, and that shit happens more often than we think about. But because, and here's my honest opinion, because it's so local and shit, people don't blink an eye to that shit.
Yeah.
People don't give a fuck. Like they're like, oh, okay, just some fucking gang members like doing what they do. But it's like, no, bro. Bro, if you from the hood, you already a hood dude just being from the hood. Like you can be from the hood and just sat on your porch the whole time you was there.
Yeah.
You still from the hood. So like that don't necessarily mean nothing. Like ain't no code behind it, ain't no honor behind that shit. So there's a lot of shit that goes on that we might not even turn an eye to because it's just not what's important or not. Like it doesn't seem like it's gonna catch the attention of people. That's why, and I probably gonna get a lot of flack for this. That's why, like, bro, when a black person gets shot by the cops, like, I'm really upset about it. But why ain't we feeling the same way when somebody shoot up somebody's crib and they fucking babies in there or some shit? Why we not on the street, like, riding in? You know what I mean? That bothers the fuck out of me. Have the same energy, bro.
Yeah. Across the fucking board.
Across the board. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Just like how the world's feeling them 19 kids, bro, like, they should have the same fucking shit across the board. Then, once we get on that consensus, then I feel like everybody will be like, yeah, this shit gotta stop. But it's so picky and choosy, bro. It's like, yeah, bro, the shit that happened is the 19 kids and 2 teachers, bro. RIP, like, for real, that's heavy on everybody. Because everybody, like, those are kids, they're innocent. Nobody thinks about doing that shit at a school. Like, we go to school, that's supposed to be our safe place. Our parents send us there in hopes that we make it home and just be fucking, you know what I'm saying? Bro, I had my homegirl, she was reading that article. She has 3 kids. Bro, she threw up. She got fucking nauseous by that shit. She was like, I can't even finish that shit because I couldn't even fathom sending my kids to a place of education, bettering themselves for their future. You know what I mean? Dropping them off at the safety of their fucking school. Me going to my work, going about my day. I'm going to see them later and then never being able to see them again.
Mhm.
Fuck no. I can't even fathom that shit, bro.
My sister just had a kiddo.
Yeah, bro.
My-
so I
my
can just
little ass
imagine
nephew,
like
bro.
how that's fucking with her as
She
a
was
new parent.
No, she's pissed.
Yeah,
like
bro.
hers, it was like rage because like obviously she feels bad, but she's because I was talking with her today about it too.
Mhm.
'Cause this feels like it's all what everybody's been talking about the past few days.
It has to be.
And she seemed like really upset with the response to it, how they're handling it, because it just seems like instead of maybe addressing the bigger question, law enforcement is trying to cover their own asses because they fucked up. Because he 40 minutes to an hour with nobody in there.
And then the ones that did actually go in were only going in there because their kids went to school there. I heard that some went in, but they were just like, get my kid out of there.
Well, so basically, like from what I heard, there's like a team that goes in, right? Their job is not to save anybody. Their job is not to help anybody get out. Their job is to go in there, find the person that's doing it, and kill them. That's it. So someone's tugging on your leg, like, get me out of here, save me. They're like, no, we got to find this guy and stop this right now.
They used to have drills like that at Shoemaker. I don't know if you knew that, but I was in theater, so I used to stay late as fuck. Like, bro, I would get home at like 11:30, like after a show or anything, but I would be like the last person to get picked up.
Mm-hmm.
But they would have like this group of SWAT team, like they would use our school for like drills like that, bro. I found that shit out.
Shoe?
Yes,
God
bro.
Damn.
My mom
Shouts out
when my mom
bro.
when my mama picked me up at the time, she was like, I'm finna take you out of the school. I was like, why? Because she's seen them, like they were like, because it's a bunch of windows in the shoe, bro, so you can really see in that hoe. I'm talking about, bro, I saw the SWAT team pull up. I was like, what the fuck is going on? They hopped out that bitch, like they're fucking like on teams just going through the shit. I'm like, oh fuck. And I'm she'll get empty. It's empty, bro. So I'm just
It's a big ass school, bro.
Yeah, I'm sitting on the fucking like little blue benches in the front, and I'm like, bro, I'm amazed. I'm like, what's happening right now? There's nobody here and shit. And then I asked our AP, I can't remember his name, but he was like tall, bald, light skinned dude. I had asked him about it. And he's like, oh yeah,
bro, yeah,
they rent that. They was like, yeah, they rent that out just in case. Like they use this for like training purposes and shit. And I was like, wow. But my mom pulled up and she saw that shit. She was like, oh fuck no, bro, you're not going to this school no more. And I was like, oh no, nah. Like
wait, also too,
like that.
Also too, bro. When we were going to SHU, I think it was our junior or senior year, our entire school got shut down. Because a sped kid was running around like this, and people thought that the sped kid had a gun.
Oh, God.
In the classroom that I was in, there were legitimately people in there texting their families like, if I don't see you, all this shit. Because we didn't know what was going on.
Nah, bro.
They just got on the announcement, said, we're going on lockdown. They said, cover the window and get in the corner. They didn't say that they thought somebody was in with a gun. But then Twitter is a thing. Cell phones are all out and people are texting each other rumors like they got an AR in here, all this shit. This one chick was crying, but then I had clowns in my class, bro. I'm not gonna say their names, but they're like, fuck this shit. They were grabbing desks and barricading the fucking doors, bro. Stacking desks on top of each other at the door.
Bro, we went on lockdown a lot. Like I don't know if you remember, but like, so we went to school in a military town.
Yeah.
And a lot of shit with guns just happened. I don't know if you remember our fucking our freshman year of high school, we had that incident, but they actually arrested the guy at the McDonald's. He was strapped, bro.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah, we went on lockdown for that, bro. And then a lot of military people would have like PTSD, so they would like hold their wives hostages and shit. Like it was crazy as fuck. We went lockdown on that. It was crazy as shit, but like that goes back to what I was saying about the domestic violence shit. Like, a lot of that shit could have been prevented, bro. Like, I'm talking about the dude that got arrested at McDonald's was like 16.
Yeah.
With the strap, bro. Like, really about to come in there and do some shit. Like, that's crazy as fuck to even think about, bro. Like, some of our classmates wouldn't have been there if that shit happened. You know what I mean? Like, things like that I can't even fathom. So, like, you got these kids, 9 years old, and then even the Sandy Hook kids, they're starting, like, high school now, right?
Yeah, some of them.
Yeah, some of them are like starting high school now. It's like they gonna live with that for the rest of their lives.
I don't know how they still in school, bro.
They gonna be, bro. I wouldn't blame them if they were just homeschooled. Exactly, dude. Because how can you go back to that environment and really focus on your fucking education?
I'd be over my shoulder every 5 seconds,
man, it's so crazy. Like, that's a jittery ass fucking thing to think about.
But you have like grown ass people with PTSD.
Yeah.
Because of what they've seen in like the,
100%.
But now you have 10, 11-year-old kids that have PTSD.
Yeah. And they're going to grow up to be adults with PTSD.
And they have to live with that and I want to say this too. My little sister, when she was in elementary school in our neighborhood, I remember my mom signed me out of school early because there were gunshots in the neighborhood, like maybe a couple streets back, and then a supposed quote unquote bomb threat on an elementary school.
We had a bunch of them shits.
So my little sister, again, elementary school, they loaded up the entire school in buses and drove them to the expo center, and we had to drive over there and pick them up. And then there's reporters in the line. They actually asked me if I wanted to say anything, but I was like, nah. And then they like 2 people back, and then finally someone said yes. But it's like, you know, because we have been talking about this for a little bit, we got to get to the actual topic. But
this might be the topic for the day.
Fuck it. But it's just like
low key.
I've Bill Clinton AR ban. Okay, I feel like hopefully, I don't know how many more fucking kids have to die. I don't know how much more street violence said, but let's just be honest. This isn't a race thing. Street violence don't get covered as much as the fucking school shootings.
That's what I was saying. That's what I'm saying.
So hopefully, I'm not saying that we keep the street violence going. That's not at all what I'm saying. But it's just this Sandy Hook, nothing happened. But now, I don't know. How long ago was Sandy Hook? Like a year ago?
Nah, that was a little bit longer.
Oh, that was a long ass time ago?
It was like, I know I was still in college, bro, when that happened. So like, it had to be at least 4, like at least 3. 2012. Damn, it was that long. It don't feel like. So it was like 10 years ago.
Okay. Either way, now you cut forward to here. Nothing happened in that time span, and now it's happened again. But then in between that, you have school shootings still. You have mass shootings. You have the street violence, right? I'm just hoping and praying to God that with this going on now, hopefully it stirs up a little bit more chatter. Like I told you earlier, there's an NRA meeting next month.
Yeah.
And Ted Cruz, Greg Abbott, and Donald Trump are all going to be there.
Right.
I'd be damned in saying that there's not going to be protesters there.
Fuck yeah.
I'd be damned in saying that there probably is going to be families and mothers, maybe even people that were affected by this recent shooting.
Yeah.
That aren't going to go there and be like, what the fuck? Now, I heard, though, the NRA in response to Sandy Hook,
yeah,
it might not have been Sandy Hook. It could have been another big mass shooting, but the guy had an AR. And the NRA was like pressured. They're a rifle association, Cedric, right?
Yeah.
They were like contemplating, like, what do we do? All this shit. They raised $1 million. But the fear was if they did charity and try to donate or raise money for any type of rifle awareness,
they feel guilty.
It would take away. And the NRA, the Rifle Association, essentially by raising that money is going, maybe this is bad that we have these in some sort of context. But ultimately, at the end of the day, they ended up still raising the money. So I know there's even next month too, there's like a rally against guns. I think is it in Houston too?
Yeah, that's where the meeting is. It's in Houston.
Well, no, NRA's meeting in Houston, but there's another rally that's against.
Oh, I don't know about that.
So I don't know if it's in downtown Dallas or deep. It's right next to Deep Ellum. Deep Ellum gets shut up all the fucking time.
Dude, every fucking week.
So you know, so I'm really interested to see what happens, and I may even just peep in, not actually go to it, but just check the coverage on it to see if they talk about this at all. Granted, they probably won't.
I read a news article that they said they're gonna talk about what happened at the NRA meeting, but like I don't think it's gonna be anything that's gonna change anything.
Can I ask y'all a question?
Yeah, bro.
What?
Speaking of like media coverage and stuff like that, do you feel that it can sometimes like it almost has like a negative impact, you know? Because like some people do this for attention.
Yeah.
And the media like gives them that.
I think it definitely I think it does, bro. I think it might inspire the wrong thing. You know what I mean? Like on one side you got the majority of people who are like, no, this is fucked up, this is wrong. And then you have those copycatters, just like the day after that guy who got arrested at that school.
The high school.
At the high school with all that shit. You know
literally,
what I mean?
I think
and then
the day before yesterday.
He can do, and then the guy the Buffalo dude, he was also influenced by another fucking mass shooting. So, yes, the wrong people can definitely see it. It's really just about how we go about it, man. And I'm really hoping that since we are a little bit more progressive, since I would like to think that we are a little bit more progressive than we were in 2012 or fucking 2004, then maybe that this will like wake some people up and like, no, maybe we shouldn't fucking have this, you know? But My fear is that it doesn't.
Well, to answer you, the coverage, I feel like it's kind of strange. I don't want to go on a tangent about this, but the media splits so in half.
Exactly.
There's no fucking middle ground. So you have people on the right that are going, and it's mainly the right where I see a lot of the jibber jabber. Now the left has some too, right? But the right, especially in situations like this, it's almost like they're highlighting racial motivation. This person was a racist, or this person's an illegal alien,
Yeah.
or yada yada yada, and to try to defend your fucking gun rights. Because if you watch Fox News, you get advertisements for invest in silver. You get because my dad would watch it every day. Retirement funds, fucking guns, especially in what state you live in, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's. I agree with you. It's a negative in the sense, and I agree with you too, Jordan. Is a negative in the sense where it brings highlight, and it can sort of like that dude that shot up the movie theater when the Dark Knight and
Yeah.
when the Joker and all that shit, right?
Yeah.
I feel like people will see that and then draw inspiration from it, especially if they're suffering from stuff.
Exactly.
But also on the flip end of it, it is so important that shit like this gets covered. Not just the mass shootings, Cedric. Like you even said, like the street shootings or street gang violence or whatever, the drive-by shootings, shit like that. I believe it needs to be covered because shock factor makes you act.
It just needs to be covered responsibly, man. Honestly.
Yeah, but it's
And I'm not trying to.
well, no,
be
it's
funny,
it's
but, like, I'm
hard
being
because
serious.
you will never get biased coverage unless it's from like a fucking YouTuber, and even sometimes they may not be biased, but it's extremely hard to find middle ground takes. It's either on the right or it's on the left. You either agree with the shit or you don't, right? You're either for gun violence or you're not for, or gun having a gun, or you're for no fucking guns at all. So I think it's important that it gets spread out there that this keeps happening, but also too, I think you brought it up earlier, desensitization. How the fuck?
Desensitization.
Desensitization, right?
Desensit-
It's almost like the country is doing this. It's
Yeah.
still rotating. It's still going on, even though there's fucking, what was the statistic? Like 2.5 a day when you stretch it out. So it's like we're doing this and a shooting happens, but guess what?
We're
Shooting goes this way, but then we're
it's
still going this
we're
way.
Still moving, bro.
So it's almost like it's happening, but it's like we're trying not to let it affect us because we still have our day to day, even though this is a big fucking
bro,
issue.
it's a big problem. That's been a big problem for a long fucking time. Like since the 90s, bro. Like it's been a huge fucking problem. And my whole thing is too, I want to make another point is about media coverage is when they cover it, what really like fucks me up too is like when they cover it, you almost forget that people died, bro. Like they bring so much politics into it, and now you're like thinking about who's president, who's this. Is like, bro, 22 people lost their lives, bro. 19 of
In
them
a
being
day.
kids. You feel what I mean?
Because of an hour, in the span of an hour.
Exactly, bro. Like, and nobody like, bro. People died. Like, people died. Like, we not even talking about that. It's like, well, don't take my gun. Well, you gotta have. People fucking died, bro. Like, and nobody's talking about that shit. Like, innocent people who were living their day to day fucking lives didn't even get to middle school, like prom, fucking first car, 15th birthday, like
Girlfriend, wife,
exactly.
whatever,
They
husband.
experienced none of that shit, bro. There was a 9-year-old that was like, I didn't know if I was gonna make it home to my birthday cake today. What the fuck? Like, bro, on his birthday, that shit happened.
And then that's going on, and you're going, well, I don't want someone to take away my gun.
My fucking guns. And I'm like, bro.
Fucking pussy, shut the fuck up. It's not about you, bro. That's the problem. I feel like people are so central minded. It's like their brains, they're retarded. They don't have the ability to understand that other people and other beings exist. They think that their world is constantly revolving around them. And it's very easy to fall into that because you're in a first person perspective, Cedric.
Yeah.
You live your life through your fucking eyes. It's super fucking easy to think that you're invincible and nothing can happen to you.
And now more than ever, it's so easy to be in your bubble. Like, it's so much easier to be in your bubble now because we have streaming, YouTube, like internet, our phones. We literally living in our own algorithms, bro, at this point.
Yeah.
Just like, and I don't mean to change the subject, but I seen this video and this kind of like makes me think like, wow, that's crazy as fuck to think about. Like back in the 50s or 40s and shit, where segregation was happening, bro. It was people who had never seen a black person in their life because they could have been in the same establishment, but we had to go through the back door. You come through the front door. You sit on this side. I sit on this side. So like in their mind, we don't fucking exist. So now in today's age, we don't have to watch what everybody else has watched. Like we can literally be. All I watch is fucking Judge Judy and Fox News all day.
Yeah.
24 hours. I've been doing that for 10 years, bro. You don't know shit else. And people are so disconnected from the world, bro, especially like the people who are making these fucking laws for the future that they may not be a part of.
Yeah.
And leaving us to be like, well, fuck, rent's going high. Rent's high. Fucking gas prices high. Now
food prices are going up.
Bro, food prices, everything is going up. And now you can tell me I can't even go to the grocery store or send my fucking kids to school now?
Yeah.
Without worrying about some bullshit happening because you decide that you don't want to fucking, for whatever fucking reason.
Cedric, wait. Cedric, did you just fucking tell me that you want to take my fucking gun away? That's literally how, like,
I'm like,
you
bro,
you spitballed all that shit. Inflation, which is real, bro. Dude, I went to Whataburger the other day. $11 flat for a burger.
Crazy.
For a meal. What the fuck is that? McDonald's, $1.50 sodas. No more dollar soda,
bro,
bitch.
hash browns are $2.
Dude, you're fireballing that. Rent's going up, dude. Right?
Crazy.
You're fireballing all this shit, and then you mention anything about a gun, and then it's like these fucking whacked out. Wait,
what you mean you want to take my weapon?
You have no right to take that from me. It's like, dude, you're fucking disgusting.
Like, do you not know what?
You're fucking gross.
What just happened? We literally had like fucking 3-4 mass shootings in the last 2 weeks.
So here's my thing too. Because I get this, because we even said it ourselves. There have been a couple times this last year, bro, especially now, I'm looking around like, bro, I need to get a strap. Not because I want to be firing off, but because I feel like having one is the only solution for me. Because it's not getting fixed upstairs. It's not getting fixed in government. So I feel like I can abuse the system to defend myself, bro. Right?
Exactly.
But the
problem
is okay.
Revolving fucking circle. Go ahead.
Exactly. So it's like, I understand maybe wanting to have one for the self-defense, bro. It's some crazy time I've said. I hear shots firing off every night in my house. It's been a lot more than lately recently.
Oh, God, bro.
But, you know, in my head, I'm thinking, like, what if someone here try to break in? I live with my family. Guess what? You break into my shit, you even a little bit hostile, you're not supposed to be in there, bro. It's the middle of the night. I'm firing one off at you. I'm sorry. That's just how it is.
Don't apologize, bro. You're protecting your space and what you're not going out there looking for some shit. Bro. That's why I'm like, bro, yeah, I keep it on me because
I hear my sister screaming in the middle of the night. Okay, it's on me.
I always say, bro, I'm making it home. Like,
exactly.
I'm fucking making it home, bro.
We're acting this way because of what's going on, though.
Yeah, right? But like, it's been going on. That's what I'm saying. Like, before, bro, we were born into it. You gotta think about it, bro.
I understand, yeah.
Like, it's been happening our whole lives, literally our whole fucking lives, bro. Like, I don't know if you can Google this. But how many mass shootings has the U.S. had since 1995?
Bro, in our hometown before I was born. You know that Yank Sing?
Yeah.
Right off.
Yeah, bro. That was a fucking hotel that got cleared the fuck out. Big-ass massacre happened
before we were born.
Yeah. And it's like, now it's a fucking restaurant.
Yank Sing.
Fucking
it sucks.
Chinese buffet.
We would eat there sometimes. It's ass.
It's fucking eerie, though. When I found that out, I was like, I can't eat here no more.
But the point that I was trying to get to is the whole reason I brought up, like, I feel like I need one for self-defense is because I think an issue is if you take away your AR, does that A, make you less of a man, or does that B, make you feel less safe? Because there are motherfuckers that got vault steady. They ready for the goddamn apocalypse, bro.
I already know.
They got, like, dozens of rifles.
Exactly.
And for some people, collecting it, they treat it like how, I don't want to be too drastic in this conclusion, but like how some people collect cards.
Yeah.
Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yeah.
Some people collect cars. Some people pops, right? Some people treat guns that way.
Yeah.
They like firing them. I've fired guns before. It's fucking tight.
It's cool.
Right?
Yeah.
So it is a little bit touchy because it feels like you're taking someone's property or whatever. But at the same time, no one's running around with the fucking pop figure killing kids with it.
True.
Right.
That's a little.
No one's running around with no one's running around with a Yu-Gi-Oh card, or no one's driving their collectible car straight into fucking somebody every single day.
No, you're right, bro. Like, for sure. I feel that. And to add on to that, like, the negative to that is Like, okay, so there's places like I don't know if Texas has it, but I know Florida most definitely has this law. It's called stand your ground.
Okay.
So it's like it gives you the right. Like if you're coming to me to attack you, I can stand my ground and like defend myself with my gun. But here's the catch, though. You could be coming at me with fists, like "What's up?" and I can still draw and shoot you, and be justified under that law
In public,
in public,
not on your
public
own
space,
property.
like public space.
That's kind of fucked.
That, bro, exactly. So now I understand. Like I don't think people should walk around with a strap scared because a scary motherfucker gonna pull that trigger way faster than somebody who not. And if motherfuckers misread
yeah,
that shit,
yeah.
if motherfuckers misread that situation, it's a whole different
They
ballgame,
gonna
bro.
think a shooting going on and they gonna kill somebody.
Exactly,
Yeah.
bro. So like, I
Yeah.
understand getting a strap for your safety, bro. Getting a strap for your safety, right? But like, you gotta understand, like, if you really choosing to get this strap for your safety, take a gun safety class and don't go looking for it. That strap is for when shit comes to you and you have to defend yourself or your family.
Or how about this, Cedric? If you want to buy a fucking gun, especially a fucking assault rifle, you go through gun safety. You fucking get a background check. You get a mental evaluation. Like, if you want the gun so fucking bad,
Go
don't
through all
bitch
that.
and complain because it's hard to get it. Dude, you buy a fucking car, Cedric.
Yeah.
Guess what? When you buy a car, you're there at all
Bro,
fucking
it's harder
day.
to buy a car than it is to buy a fucking gun.
You were there all fucking day, bro.
Literally.
But then if you want to buy a gun, it ain't no. It
You
should
ain't out of
not
there
be a
25
10-minute
minutes.
interaction.
25 minutes, bro. You're in there for 25 minutes. You're good, bro.
Less than that, dude. What
Like,
the fuck?
bro,
You
really,
prove you're 18 and that your
depending
license
on
is
where you
valid,
at.
you got a gun. What the fuck?
Bro,
Texas, dude?
Texas, bro, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I think we should go back to fisticuffs if it's really that bad, bro. Like if we really feel like, all right, I gotta take
You know
some
what we
people
should
out.
go back to?
Nigga, what's up then? Box.
We
What's
should
up?
go back to making a fucking shank out of a fucking tree branch. That's what we should fucking go back to. Fuck this gun shit. It's retarded.
I
Sorry.
don't know about that one. I don't know about that one, bro. Yeah, man. Welcome back to Wanna Argue, man. If you guys are just now tuning in, I know it's been a heavy episode, but it's something that really needs to be talked about, bro. Like, I feel like the shit's getting out of hand. It's been getting out of hand, and we're sitting here talking about it. So I'm here with my boy Joey, here with my boy Jordan behind ones and twos, man. Shout out to y'all. Yeah, we're sitting here talking about it. I think it's time to take a little break with Wanna Argue's weekly warm-up. You ready to do that, bro?
Oh, shit.
Nah, bro.
Yeah.
Actually, let's do the news, bro. Let's do the news.
You wanna do
'cause
news?
I feel like we way past the warm up time, bro.
Yeah.
So this is Wanna Argue's weekly news.
News.
It's time for this week's headlines, stories, mysteries, whatever. Wanna argue news?
Hello. This is Ced and Joey with WAWN. Your news today. Argue responsibly. A jury in Portland has convicted a self-published romance novelist who once wrote an essay titled "How to Murder Your Husband" of fatally shooting her husband 4 years ago. The jury of 7 women and 5 men found Nancy Crampton, 71, guilty of second-degree murder Wednesday after deliberating over 2 days in Chief Daniel Brophy's death. You're not OJ. You can't be writing about it. Moving on. Candy, trail mix, and other snacks made with recalled Jif peanut butter are among the growing number of products being pulled from stores and vending machines nationwide as federal health officials investigate a multi-state outbreak of salmonella. At least 16 people from 12 states have been infected, with 2 hospitalized. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said Thursday in an update on the outbreak, 4 or 5 people interviewed reported eating different types of Jif brand peanut butter before getting sick. So if you guys spread that Jif on your bread or your bananas or anything like that, throw that shit away. That's all in my neck of the woods. I'm Ced, and this was WAWN. Joey, what's on your neck of the woods?
Hello. This is Joey from WAWN. And our first story this week, a woman in West Virginia becomes a hero when she shot and killed a man who was firing an assault rifle at a local graduation party. Dennis Butler, 37, drew out the rifle and began firing on the crowd, which was in an apartment. The woman then drew out her pistol, shot, and killed Butler. In a quote from Charleston police, she saved a lot of lives that night. No charges will be placed against this woman. Good on her. And in our final story this week, in a new study, scientists have discovered that bottlenose dolphins can determine friends swimming through and tasting other dolphins' urine. While analyzing signature whistles while using a camera and a big screen, scientists noticed that the dolphins also swam through excretion plumes, or piss, with their mouths wide open. How fascinating. After the show tonight, I will be blind test tasting multiple people's urine to see if I can taste Cedric's from the rest. This has been Joey from WAWN.
Back to you, fellas.
There's a motherfucker that pulled out an AR, started firing it off in an apartment, and this woman was like, fuck this shit, and pulled out the gun and killed him. Bravo. That's all I have to fucking say.
That's what I mean.
We're not sitting here going, yes, kill people. We're not saying that. But here's what I have to say. If you're pulling out a fucking assault rifle and firing off to children, firing off on fucking houses, firing off on a party, you're a fucking pussy.
Exactly.
You're a pussy because you're literally killing defenseless people. You're a fucking pussy. So if you want to fire off a fucking AR at somebody, if someone got the fucking gun or the strap on them and you die, that's your fault. That's not anybody fucking else's fault but your own. They're not pressing charges on her as they fucking shoot it.
Exactly.
She's a fucking hero.
She is, bro.
Bro, I suck her tits.
Yeah, bro. Any woman that stops that shit deserves her titty sucked, bro.
Oh God, bro.
Nah, for real.
Whatever she wants, bro. I feel like everybody in that party, bro. If I was in that party and I hear gunshots, I'm like, ah! Right? There's fucking gunshots going off, bro. And I just hear that, coo, coo, coo. And then that motherfucker drop. First of all, I'm stomping, on his head or some shit, bro, right? But then
yeah,
secondly.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, but then after that, I'm going up to her and I'm like, what do you want?
Like, thank you so much, bro.
Dude, you literally, I get to see tomorrow. I get to live the rest of my shitty life because of you. Thank you.
Exactly.
Like, what do you want?
That's what I mean, bro. Like,
but then there's people, Cedric, that take that story and spin it.
Yeah,
is this justified?
That's
is what this woman justified?
That's the mass
what,
media.
Bitch?
The mass media, bro. They'll spin that.
It's disgusting. Fucking
and
Fox.
And that's an agenda, bro. That's what I mean. Like, the agenda's got to stop. Like, the agenda's, however y'all want to spin this shit, it has to fucking stop, bro. Like, people are dying out here, man.
Again, before we move on from it, though, I do want to say again, dude, great fucking job on her.
Yeah, dude.
Let alone have the balls to pull the trigger on somebody. I've never had to do that before, right? Never been in that situation. I don't know. Maybe she could have been wired like, oh, this is it. This is why I got my fucking strap. You know what I'm saying? She's like, right there.
But like people even, and that's another thing too, bro. Like, we're so desensitized to where like people don't even understand like what you got to carry with you once you like kill somebody.
Yeah, pepper spray not stopping nothing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's been people who have rightfully killed somebody who entered their home and shit. Rightfully, like, protecting their peoples, like they finna die or they gonna kill or be killed, and it fucks them up, bro. PTSD, like the whole
killing
9.
somebody, yeah.
It's not, and like we're so glorifying, like, oh yeah, I'll catch a body full, like it's whatever, but like, nigga, that's not something easy that you can do. Like that shit sticks with you.
I don't know where I exactly, or I could be misquoting, but I think there was some musician I was like listening to an interview. It was like a rapper, and he was like, nah, like, y'all think y'all want to walk around and talk about I'll catch a body, I'll shoot up the party or whatever. He was like, you don't know. Like, firsthand, you don't know what it feel like to take somebody's life. I feel like a lot of OGs and shit say that. You do not know what it feel like.
It's a different you that's born that day, bro, or dying.
I want to say this story really quick. When RP my grandpops, one of the, like, when I think of what a man should be like, I think of him, right? I grew up with him in the summers, looked up to him immensely, like RP my grandpops, wherever he is. When I was growing up, he's retired military. He fought in Vietnam and the Korean War.
Nice.
And, my aunts have told me horror stories. Like, when he was in Vietnam, they were saying that they were coming down on the ropes in the landing zone over there. And in training, you're supposed to stay low when you land. And I guess his friend that was coming after him wasn't low or was like standing up to or like whatever, got caught in the rope and ripped him in half.
It happens, bro.
And it's just, and they're not even in the zone, like fighting yet, right? So my grandpops, retired military. So, like he was Republican, right? But he wasn't like in your face about it. It's just like his values, what he believed in was more towards the Republican Party.
Right.
Right. Now, it would have been interesting to see maybe what his thoughts would have been like
No.
as I got older
Mhm.
and maybe I started having more political driven conversations with people.
Yeah.
But when I was younger, I didn't question the fact that all he watched was like the military channel. I remember one summer I spent 4 hours with him watching Tora Tora Tora. And for those of you that don't know what that movie is, it's like a black and white movie about Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
So like, you know, my grandpops also joined the military because he was fighting poverty. His family grew up like on fucking like wood
Yeah.
planks on dirt floors with flooding. His father was a diabetic and an alcoholic. Like my
That's what my
grandfather
dad
had to
joined.
fight for his money in his bag, and he
Right.
got it. But he got it by, you know, fighting in a couple wars, and he was a colonel though, which is an extremely high rank,
Right.
extremely well
Damn,
respected.
he was in there for a minute, huh?
Oh yeah, and you know we'd go out to eat with him, and people would recognize him and stand up and go like this to him, even though he's not in, you know, anything. He's just retired, but it's just like,
That's the respect, bro.
yeah, my grandfather had that. So, we were at breakfast one morning. He took me out to good old Bob Evans. You hear that shit up in Indiana in those states, bro. Bob Evans, shouts out. That shit slap,
That
bro.
shit good.
Oh, bro, yeah.
Right.
It's like, in my opinion, it go IHOP, then Denny's, and then you got Bob Evans.
Denny's above IHOP?
Yeah, IHOP kind of basic as, I don't know. IHOP, when I think of IHOP, I think of no salt.
Denny's?
Okay, anyways, on the fucking point. So my grandpa's, anyway, I was a little bit older,
Yeah.
and I was just kind of thinking like, because, you know, you get older, you play the fucking video games where, you know, you're shooting all that stuff. Like every video game, first person shooter is about a war. And oftentimes when I'd be playing, I'd be thinking about my grandpa's because he was like in Vietnam, especially, like he was out there doing that shit. I think I'd seen Forrest Gump for the first time or something
That's
like
my
that
shit.
too. And for some reason, like it just came up on me. I was like, "Hey, Grandpa." He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "You know, you've been in a lot of wars. Like, what does it feel like to be the one that is like shooting at people and, you know, maybe even having to kill somebody?" Right? I asked him that like a fucking idiot. You don't ask people
You
that.
don't ask veterans.
But I was a
that.
kid, right?
Especially veterans, Phil.
Yeah.
They don't want to talk about that, but go ahead. What do you say?
His tone changed. His face got like, you know what I'm saying? And he scoffs and he goes, "Well, Joe, there's some things that you talk about and there's some things that you just don't talk about.
And that's one of those things, huh?
So you gonna tell me you want to walk around acting hard as fuck, talk about getting on your fucking beat pack, your trap beat pack, talking about, so I'll take a body, I'll shoot the motherfucker, right? I'll see him in the street, I'll shoot the motherfucker." Now there are people that really are about that life, but it's like you don't know what the fuck you're talking about most of the time. Unless you raised in it, you constantly surrounded by it. If you just some fucking idiot, like day-to-day idiot, you don't know what it takes to actually
But
be the one to
shit.
pull that trigger.
Even those people that are raised in it, bro, they still fucked up in the head.
Yeah.
Like they just have dealt with it. Like not even dealt, they just learned how to live with the shit. And it's not, nah, bro. Like it's not. It's still not. Nothing that
It
you
ain't no
can get over.
glamorous lifestyle, bro.
Yeah, there ain't no fucking glorification in that.
It's become super idolized
Yeah,
recently
idolized, normalized.
because those type of lyrics are like what you hear on Top 40 nowadays. You know, you have like somebody on like a Post Malone track talking about, "I killed somebody yesterday." You know what I'm saying? Or like talking about like how they're in a gang, they got the 9 on them, stuff like that.
It's
With the 9mm.
it's been
you know?
very different, bro. Like, and I can't even just credit just the lyrics on that. Like, to be honest with you, like that shit's just it evolved into that. I don't even know. I don't know if I can completely give that credit to rap music or lyrics like that.
Well, there's a lot that goes into it, bro, but that's just like, I'm talking more of just like the false claiming, false ripping of
I
it.
feel you on that, bro.
Because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like it's almost like you get music, right?
Yeah.
To be like top 40 on 97.5 FM, you got to like hit a certain formula with your music. There's
Yeah.
people that go to Berkeley College of Music and study that formula and make the fucking tracks, but then have the superstars do the lyrics and shit for them. Making music is super formulaic.
Right.
It's a business. Music, even though you got people that care about art, guess what? You top 40, you making money for the suits. That's really what you're doing, bro.
You really
right?
are.
You sign your life away too.
And a lot of people don't even realize it, bro.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to take away from people chasing music dreams and aspirations. I'm just saying from what I know.
We got to do fucking better. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Fuck that
But
shit.
anyway,
You know it.
so it's like you have the formula
Yeah.
back in like the Journey, AC/DC rock era, right? Guns N' Roses or whatever mainstream metal band.
Mhm.
I liked Motley Crue. They were my shit back
Wow.
then. They had certain chord progressions. They had a certain type of singer. They had the shirtless drummer with the stick twirling. There was like a formula to like what, and they had a slow ballad every record that always was like the biggest hit. But there's a formula to that shit. I'm only saying all this shit because now it feels like the formula, you say certain shit on your tracks. You
Yeah.
flex. The formula now is being rich and flexing.
The formula, you got to be saucy with that shit, bro, because you can really say whatever and it just got to sound nice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It got to flow. It got to make people feel it, because people's ear ain't tuned for like certain shit. And I know, and that's what I mean. People's ears aren't tuned for fucking R&B and talking about love and shit anymore. It's like, we out here for that shit crazy as fuck.
It just popped in my head too. Childish Gambino.
What about it? This is America. High key, that was a fucking fantastic song because it was real.
And fantastic video.
Hell
Because
yeah,
guess
and
what?
it's
That music
real.
video hit almost every single beat we're talking about right now. In this episode.
Exactly. It really did, bro. I got to see that live. He broke his foot.
Really.
Fantastic show.
So,
Fantastic show.
you
man.
know, and also besides just music too, you know, there's TV, television, like we even brought up to, you could be surrounded in it. You could grow up into it. A lot
Yeah.
of people don't have a choice sometimes when it comes to shit like that. If you're born into it, you're born into it,
Yeah.
right? A lot of the times, like, I don't know, I don't have personal experience with it, but I hear it growing up. If you're in a rough area, like, I made it out the hood. Almost every single big rapper, when they say that, I made it out the hood.
Yeah.
Like, I
And
made
a lot of them were that hood dude that sat on the porch all the time. That's what I was getting at too.
really.
Yeah, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you a hood dude, even if you just from the hood and you went to school, did your homework, you still a product of the hood.
Wait, so Cedric, you're saying that not just getting a gun and shooting up somebody's house, you could be a hood dude and not do that?
Yeah, bro.
Wow, who would have thunk?
That's
would've
funny.
thought, bro?
Nah, bro. And no discredit to the people who actually like had to get it out the mud and
Yeah.
survive like that, because you know opportunities don't come to everybody in the same fashion, man. I'm gonna be real with you, but yeah, there's people who grew up in that life, and you know they never had to. They might have to like sell some drugs or some shit, but they never had to like take nobody's life or things like you can evolve without having to damn, what word am I looking for? Basically to like follow the bullshit. Like you don't have to propagate the bullshit. You can really be one of those that's like, bro, I'm trying to make it out of here.
Yeah.
Like use it as your motivation to be different and not get sucked up in that shit, because it's easy to just like fuck it, yeah, I'm gonna just go with the flow, bro. Even though I'm not comfortable, it's easy to be complacent where you at. My father always tells me like never be complacent, because he came from that shit, like fucking like selling drugs, like seeing fucking people in the fucking crack houses and shit, like that's where they were. But like he's a product of that, but it's a good product. It's more of like, I never want to go back to there. I never want to see that place. I never want my kids to see that place. Like nothing like that. If you a hood dude who was out in the streets and your kid a hood dude who's out in the streets, you fucking failed. That's how I feel. You failed as a parent, man. Like you really do. So, and I'm not trying to bash on anybody, anybody's lifestyle, because I understand what it's like. But bro, we got to do better. And this is something that everybody needs to hear, man. So,
Well,
from
yeah.
in one shape or form, black, white, Asian, fucking Hispanic, bro. Like everybody's affected by this. That school was diverse as fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's not
This
just
is a small town, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like that's crazy as shit. You know what I mean? I don't even to beat the horse, but I just feel like it's something that definitely needs to be talked about, and not just talked about and let it go away like we've been doing.
That's what I'm saying.
We get riled up.
Go vote.
We get riled up for like a week. We fucking go hard for like a week, and then nothing changes. Fucking something hits the TV that everybody's like, oh my god, this new episode of this, that, and the other came on. But like, okay,
So do you think there's almost like a formula to having a reaction to something in this country? Do you think like
I think it's a
something
pattern.
bad happens?
I think there's a pattern.
Okay.
I don't know if it's I don't know if I would call it a formula, but there's
it's a
definitely a pattern, bro.
So get mad about it for a week and then move on.
Exactly, like,
Yeah.
the only people that can't move on from that are the people who are
Directly
affected from that. Because, like, yeah, bro, the sun gonna come up again. Like, we gonna keep fucking rolling. But, like, those people, bro, they'll always have a piece of them missing.
Yeah.
Always, bro. Like,
They're fucking child.
Even the people that survive that shit, they're gonna have a piece of them missing, bro.
PTSD, look at Sandy Hook. PTSD,
Exactly, man.
It's a real fucking thing.
It's crazy as fuck out here, man.
And so not only that, but I saw that Republicans now are fighting for like a one-door policy or some shit like that. Can you fact check me on it?
A one-door policy?
So basically the right's response, like Ted Cruz, he's saying we just need better doors. Basically, like, we just need to make it to where there's one entrance or some shit to where that's the only way that people can get in. Instead of, I don't know, stop selling assault rifles. How about that?
That's stupid as shit, man.
It is.
On that note, brother, I'm like, we gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up, bro. Look,
That's what I'm saying.
Jordan, you can still fact check that, but we are almost out of time, man. We want to take this time to give our final thoughts and opinions. First, I want to say that this wasn't the episode that we had planned this week, but I'm glad that Joey brought it up because it was something that definitely needed to be discussed because we can't just let this shit go under the rug too, man. I don't know what what necessarily the answer will be or like what the reaction or not even the reaction, what the action should be to prevent some shit like this from happening again. But we got to figure something out, man, because this is getting ridiculous. It's been getting ridiculous. It's been a problem for over fucking 20 years. And nothing is changing. Like, we're still fighting over guns when people are losing their lives, bro. That's all I'm saying. So, Joey, man, you got anything you want to say about the topic before we wrap this thing up?
Yeah, we were originally going to talk about rent and
next week
and homelessness. We'll do that next week. But this just happened like a few days ago. And I wanted to bring it up. I texted Ced before the show. I said, hey, like, I want to talk about this. I told him, like, you know, this is something where, especially too, where another instance could have happened, like right next to where I worked. And also too, you know, I got a little nephew now, and just seeing how my family's reacting to it. And I don't know, 19 children died. I don't know, maybe that too. So I don't know when change is gonna happen. Don't know if change is gonna happen.
Yeah,
but I really wanted to bring this up because our audience, all of you out there, I think it's important that you at least stay up to date to who's running your country, who's running your states. Because while I get it's easy to be caught in a day-to-day loop of wake up, go to work, pay your rent, eat your meal, and go to sleep and do it over again the next day, that's only happening because this country is functioning fully.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think it's very important that you keep up on who's running, especially your states too, because Texas got hit with the abortion bans because of Greg Abbott.
Fuck Greg Abbott, bro.
Yeah, fuck Greg Abbott. That's our slogan for this week. That motherfucker wheeling his ass on a wheelchair over to the NRA meeting to speak about it. What the fuck is that? Literally maybe a month after this shit went down. So it's just like, just pay attention to who's running. Pay attention to who's on both sides of the spectrum, Republican or Democratic, because it's not some old head shit to keep up with who's running your country. It's not, because now we're getting older.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
I don't know who's watching this, if you're younger, if you're older. But like for me and Ced, we're the same age, and it feels like the last few years we're really starting to get hit with we got to start looking out, because this ain't we're fucking around anymore. We're getting older.
Hell yeah, we are.
And maybe our generation too is starting to hit that, or they should, especially with like the voting boom of last year.
Yeah.
When Trump got taken out of office. So, you know, just pay attention to who's running your shit. More than anything too, love those around you, because at least in America, you never know if you're going to work tomorrow, it's your last day. You never know if you're going to school tomorrow, it's your last day. And it's fucked up to say that, but there's been there's been over 200 shootings this year. There's 140 something days in the year. That's not including like drive-bys. It's not including like gang violence or anything
Yeah,
like that
bro.
either. It's just been what's
All that
reported
shit
in the
is
media.
same.
I'm babbling on a little bit now, but I think just stay vigilant. Just understand what's going on. Like, you can be a recluse, you can stay in your bedroom all day, but your voice, even that recluse in the bedroom, is just as important as everybody else's when it comes to the country and how it's being ran, whether you're on the left or the right. So that's why personally I believe if you have an opportunity to vote, vote. Vote for the person, and I say this, vote for the person that you think would run the country best, right? Just be cautious, especially too when you're listening to news outlets, any reportings or anything like that. But I do believe that the only change that we're going to see is by having somebody else run our state. I'm talking specifically with Texas because we live in fucking Texas.
Yeah.
This shit with the school situation, hours away from us, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, just fucking do it. Just vote. Don't be a pussy. Don't be a bitch. Vote. If you think the red guy is gonna do better, vote for the red guy. If you think the blue guy is gonna do better, vote for the blue guy. But just do it. Because this shit is not going to change if we still got that fucking wheelchair sitting in there for the rest of his life. Nothing's going to fucking
No offense
change.
to people in the wheelchairs.
We're not, no offense to people in wheelchairs. It's just fuck Greg Abbott.
Yeah.
Kick his ass out of it and watch him squirm on the floor. What happens if Greg Abbott, never mind. I don't want to say that because I don't want to be speculatory.
Another time, bro.
But it's just funny as fuck. How there's a fucking gun ban at an NRA meeting when Trump is supposed to speak. That's all I'm fucking saying. So we're out of fucking time. Like, comment, subscribe. Sed's going to tell you what to do. I'm over it. This episode. Fuck this shit.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. Y'all can follow us on our social medias, man. Like and subscribe to us, man. Like us on Facebook at Wanna Argue, Instagram at Wanna Argue, TikTok at Wanna Argue. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that bell. You know what I'm saying? That fucking ding, man. Every week, you know what I'm saying? We keeping this thing rolling at wa.responsibly. You can Gmail us, man, if you want some advice. If you want to just say what's up to Joey. If you want to, say you agree with us, you disagree with us, you want to argue a little bit, hit us up on our Gmail at wa.responsibly@gmail.com. If you would like access to all of those links, our Spotify and things of that sort as well, you can hit us up on our Linktree at linktree.com/wannaargue. Without further ado, I am Ced, kicking it with Joey as always. Jordan behind the ones and twos. Thank you very much. Reminding you that whatever you want to argue about, make sure you argue responsibly. Peace out. Stay safe out there, y'all. Yeah.
Hey,